The outlook for trade around the world is a little bit mixed according to the market. So to talk more about this, I'm now joined by Chris Lewis, the Global Head of Trade Services at Wells Fargo. So welcome, Chris.
Thank you.
So in a previous interview, we're just talking with Standard Chartered, and they're saying that the outlook for global trade is pretty flat in some areas. So what's your view on what's happening at the moment?
I would tend to agree with that view. Our view in-house is that the explosive growth in trade that we've seen over the past 20 years is largely over for the foreseeable future. In fact, our economists came out with a report just recently where we're estimating that the growth in global trade will probably now be more akin to the growth in global GDP. So that means a moderation in what we're going to see going forward. The challenge there then for trade practitioners is to try and find a new product mix to come up with. We won't be able to rely as much on traditional trade instruments such as commercial letters of credit. We'll probably be looking more to develop in the open account space, something that's been taking place for probably the last 10 years, but now we're looking to accelerate that. Various parts of the world, there are challenges, but there's also some great opportunities still out there.
So what pockets out there are you looking to have the most opportunity?
We're still looking at the U.S. and the trade flows out of the U.S. and back into the U.S. from places like China or throughout Asia, as well as Middle East and Europe. We think those trade flows will continue they'll continue to grow at a moderate pace, but we're still hoping for a comeback in areas like Latin America, though we think that might take another couple of years before we see that.
Okay, and almost every year at Sibos that I've been doing these interviews, a big theme has always been regulation. So it seems that there's a bit of a difference this year in how people are talking about it. So what do you think the regulatory debate is now?
Well, the regulatory debate this time around, I think, is very focused on anti-money laundering as it relates to crime or terrorism. And what we're really trying to do this time around is to get a greater consensus, one voice that the industry will have in terms of approaching the regulatory bodies throughout the world. And that's probably a difference too. In the past, it's been a lot of discussion around just the US regulator or just the UK or European regulators, and now there's conversations around regulators throughout the world. So that's probably a big difference as well.
And there's another theme that people have mentioned, but no one's sort of talked about it really publicly or on camera, is about the need for talent in the banking industry and to get sort of fresh blood and fresh ideas in. So what would you say about that?
Yeah, that's I think a key point for this industry going forward. And as you're absolutely right, it's one of those topics that sort of is the last on the list. But yesterday, for example, when we had a meeting with the Bankers Association for the Finance of Trade, BAF, that was a hot topic, has been at BAF for some time, and I think all of us in the industry are looking forward to trying to find ways of creating better training programs for the people that are in trade, but as you say, probably more importantly, is to bring in new talent from outside, get people excited and interested about this industry, because it is vital to the global economy. And we're struggling now, I think, to get the absolute best talent in we can. So.